What up, guys? So today's video is a little bit longer. It's a Zul'Farrak run. I did get two great pieces from it, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
So here we are in Zul'Farrak, and so we have a Warlock tank, a Paladin healer, a Warrior DPS, and a Hunter DPS. And these people are pretty good actually. The Paladin is normally ret, but he did switch his specialization and all his runes. Although he does need on this, but I don't care. I can't wear it anyway. Then he also needs on some weather, but whatever. Doesn't really matter to me too much. We are kind of just flying through this dungeon. The amount of damage we are doing, especially the hunter. I don't know hunters for Season of Discovery, but they do have quite a bit of AoE, it seems. So way better than what I can do. So that helps a lot. And I've actually had a few Warlock tanks, and I really like them. I've yet to have a rogue tank, but I did tank as my rogue during Dead Mines, and that was interesting actually. I didn't really know what I was doing, but it's Dead Mines, so it's kind of hard to die. Of course you can, but I found it actually pretty fun tanking on a rogue, so I might actually try it more once I hit 60, or maybe if someone needs a tank, I can use my dual spec and actually find out if you have to be at combat or what spec you actually use to tank as a rogue. So maybe I'll get some gameplay of that, of me tanking something as a rogue. The one thing I'm having a hard time finding on this server is surprisingly healers. We can always find a tank. Normally it's always a warrior or a warlock. But finding a healer sometimes, that is where the problem is. I should have rolled a mage and just healed or something, or a priest, just to make it so grinding these dungeons would go a little bit faster. But I did not, so rogue DPS it is. And we did come across this boss here, and this boss was super, easy. Tank and spank. Like most of these classic low level dungeons are lower level. I didn't really notice too much. As you can see, that hunter is just ripping that DPS. I'm not sure if I'm actually spec'd right as a rogue. I'm not mutilate yet. I prefer just backstab. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be going mutilate at this level, or if I continue with backstab. It seems like I do more damage with backstab, but then I come across the problem of not having enough deadly poison up on the targets before I envenom. So I'm kind of switching between eviscerate and envenom, and one of them is probably getting a weak order, so I can actually use ambush at a stealth when it pops up, when the buff does. I don't remember what it's called, because I know that thing can hit hard, especially if I cold blood it. Now we're coming across the next boss, and for some reason we did skip that boss that's in that room back there. I don't know why we skipped it. We end up killing him at the very end. Of course, he's just a quest mob, but yeah, we skipped him for now. And I used to think back in Classic that this boss was really scary because you had all the people always saying, "Don't touch any of the graves, don't stand on them, don't go near them." And now that I am playing, I played Classic in 2019, or yeah, 2019. I played Classic, and I realized now that you have to click on the actual graves pretty much to get them to actually pop. So, but yeah, this boss is super simple. Not too bad. I'm not sure if these ads are just Pats that came in or what's going on, but as you can see, we have a few extra, and the Warlock's taking it like a man, just tanking away. Another thing I find super annoying is not keeping track of. Maybe I should make a weak order for that too, so I can keep track of my deadly poison when it falls off my weapon. because there is some instances where it falls off my weapon. I don't notice until I can envenom, and I'm like, ah, fuck. And we do get a chest piece, just a green chest piece to drop off this mob here. And I'm not 100% sure that it actually is an upgrade for me. Because, I mean, it's a massive amount of agility, but I lose that 6 stamina. But I figured since I am actually not really taking damage right now, I might not need the stamina. And the extra crit from the agility might be nice to use. But then we pulled this guy. And I didn't want to equip it and then not have the rune for my chest piece the entire time. That would be bad. So we hurry and kill this guy, but then we come across a problem that happens to way too many of us. Basically, our warrior friend here is the one that picked up the key, and he's gonna come stand right here. I come over here to make sure I didn't pick it up because I don't remember. I check, I don't have the key. Right? Our tank tells the warrior to go open up the crate, the cages, and he runs up there and he jumps back down. And he didn't open them. So now we're like, uh, yo. I was about to actually say it, but then he started running that way. It's like, okay, maybe not. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gonna open them? Yes, he did it. So this hunter had amazing DPS for AOE. So we pulled the first few that came up kind of slowly, how you normally would do it. Eventually, he said to go ahead and pull them all, and that was a little sketchy at first because you never actually know. I'm sitting here watching the tank's health, like, oh god, it's getting a little low. But you'll see here. This part used to actually be quite terrifying back in the day, just because of how it's kind of a gauntlet, hoping your hero doesn't run out of mana, and hopefully you don't take aggro back then. But now it doesn't seem so bad. Of course, when I did this back when I was a kid in 2000, probably 2005, because I was, how old was I? I was like 14 when WoW came out, and it took me a year just to get to here to this point. So yeah, I was I was very slow at leveling as a 14-year-old, not knowing what the fuck I was doing the entire time. So anyway, so right here, the hunter tells us to pull them all. I think the tank goes down there and starts pulling them all, and you watch the tank's health. I mean, he gets down real quick, right there, yo-yoing his health bar, and I'm getting a little nervous here, you know. And he, just topped off. Everything goes great, but you look at that hunter's DPS, like, man. Well, I mean, you look at it now, it's like not very impressive. Maybe it is for a low level, but after playing retail, doing a couple dungeons on retail, and realizing how big the damage numbers are, it's it's ridiculous, you know? I also forgot about this part with the gauntlet. You gotta wait. I mean, you can kill them all, but you still gotta wait for the boss to spawn. Completely forgot about that. So I talked to him thinking maybe we have to do something with him, but no. You just gotta sit and wait for the two bosses to spawn. Alright, so the bosses have now spawned. So, and of course, the hunters posting DPS cap, of course, someone does impressive DPS, you gotta, shout that shit out, apparently. Anyway, so we pull all these guys. I believe we do pull the boss into this giant pile we have as well. If I remember right. Maybe we kill these and then we pull the boss. But see right there, deadly poison runs out. I'm like, okay, hurry and throw that shit on before we get to this boss. Here comes the bosses. And once again, super easy. Basically a tank and spank. They don't really do much. I think that guy heals, but he couldn't even heal. So we hurry and kill this guy. And then once he's dead, we get these weather we get this weather chest piece. And I agreed on it. It's for druids and shamans. Or druids mostly, right? And the paladin needs it. It's all good though. I really could care less. Still, it's not my problem, right? No one in this group can actually use it. So I don't even know if you would actually consider these dudes a boss. The 4 people you get out of the cage, because they really don't do much. I mean, it's just priority. But even then, you don't even have to really kill them in priority because you guys are doing so much damage anyway, as it is. So no point in the priority. Killing the healer first, and then the warlock, rogue, and then the warrior. But I kind of just stayed on the warrior most of the time, and then switched over to the priest after a little while, and it was also very simple. Nothing complicated about this at all. But you know, I try to think back to 2005, doing this for the first time, and some of these things used to be quite difficult. But now just I don't know if it's just that everyone has played the game for so long. Everyone knows exactly how the game works. So everything just falls over instantly. The problem I'm going to have is when I actually do hit 60 and I start gearing through some of the dungeons. It's been so long since I've done those dungeons that I'm not sure if I can actually remember half the fights. So we'll see how that goes when I make it there at some point. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks. I have no idea. I'm leveling pretty fast, but it's starting to get to the burnout phase where you're kind of just sick of leveling. So hopefully here soon I'll actually be level 60. Tomorrow morning I'll probably do nightmare incursions, see if I can get another level out of that. That'll hit me at 47. Yeah, 47. What I do need to do is actually farm some more gold because I am running out of gold. I had almost 200 gold, and I got my mount at 40, and I didn't realize they actually dropped the price of the mount to like 50 gold total compared to the 100 I thought it was. So that was nice. But I bet you they did that because dual spec is also 50 gold. So I bought that, bought my dual spec, and then I bought a couple things off the auction house because I was still wearing like level 20 stuff. So I wanted to actually up my damage quite a bit. I started skinning some of these guys just for some quick weather. And of course, we pull the bosses. So here we go with these bosses. Also, another tank and spank. Not difficult at all. Just simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Easy as hell. I don't know if I'm doing my rotation right. I haven't been using slice and dice at all, mainly because that's combo points I could be using on bleeds or envenoms. So I do need to learn how to play a rogue, get my rotation down better, and the helm drops. Look at that. Those drop too, the Aces of Dunes, but I'm not sure exactly like what they're for. I know it's for a Dark Moon card, but I'm not sure which one. And we won the helmet over the hunter. Now that's a huge upgrade. So that's one of the big upgrades. Luckily, our warlock friend had the mallet, So we got to do this boss as well. And this boss is a little bit more difficult. Normally, you would clear pretty much this whole right side of the room just to make sure you don't get knocked into the extra mobs, because this boss does have a knock up and you don't want to actually pull the extra mobs. But we get some here. It's not a very big deal. See, like that knock up. Luckily, I'm not sure if it actually damages you when you get knocked up. Since I have a safe fall now as a rogue, I don't know. I'll have to watch the health bars real quick and see next time they knock up. But as you can see, I need to get better at a combo point management. I'm not the best at it, so I could get better. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I ran in the water. So yeah, you probably do get damage from falling, and we get another ginormous upgrade. Now this is where I don't know what is better. Should I have that fang on my main hand so I have more chance of getting the lightning shield, and then my other dagger on my offhand? Because I mean, the Zygor little add-on tells me that it's better my second slot, right? Than it is my main hand. And I I don't know, because like you would think, since the other dagger has the strength and agility on it, I think it's strength and agility. Since you already have those stats, does it actually matter if it's in your offhand compared to your main hand? Because technically, the Fang actually does more DPS by 0.1 a second, and I have a chance to surround by electricity shield, which I'm not sure if the poison specialist, the rune on the ring, actually applies to the nature damage that the shield gives you when that procs. So if anyone can help me out with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. I guess I could go look it up, but it's just a leveling rogue, so it's whatever. Anyway, a little bit of a longer video for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.